Where do you guys think Bam is?
He's in my woods right now. He made his way down to North Carolina.
Oh, you're harboring Bam. Okay.
I bet he has a backpack full of just like cans of tuna and just stuff from the cupboard. And he's just like in his backyard in the woods.
If he has a backpack of anything, it's just like beers.
He's doing the thing from the beginning of Better Call Saul where he's camped out. Like you can see footprints going, like footprints in like dropped cans of beer.
He's doing that from the It's Always Sunny.
Apparently what happened was he randomly like was banging on his brother's door at 8 a.m. and his brother opened the door and then he just beat the shit out of his brother.
Damn.
Classic. Were they filming?
Yeah, it's a prank,
No.
dude. He used to do that to his dad all the time. Never got
They
in
forgot
trouble.
to film it, apparently.
And right now, former MTV star Bam Margera is a wanted man in Chester County. An arrest warrant was issued for Margera after Pennsylvania State Police say he was involved in a fight yesterday in Pocopson Township. Police say Margera ran into the woods before troopers got to the scene. If you have seen Bam Margera, go ahead and give Pennsylvania State Police a call.
Yeah, he was doing Jackass Forever 2 with only Bam.
No, it was a somber of people of Bam called The Life of Bam.
I saw Vinny Beetle talking shit about him in his comments.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sure.
Because he just, I mean, two guys that deserve each other, two scumbags. But I guess he did that. He punched his brother and said, "I hate you," and threatened to kill his family, and then ran out into the woods like a boy would.
Wait. We can get in trouble for this now? I didn't know that.
He had a tantrum like a boy.
They should have seen this coming years ago. You used to slap Phil for no reason, right at night, and
But
Phil
you know
work
what?
in the morning, Bam.
I feel at fault because we used to laugh at
That
it.
sounds like something
That's
I got
true.
when I ran away in 8th grade. Like literally, I threw a tantrum at my grandma because my grandparents were over because my mom
You
was
didn't run away in 8th grade? Oh, it's just like I'm leaving
I'll
the
tell
house.
you. Well, I'll tell you. Well, I didn't like run away. I just ran out of the house in a stink. But basically, we were at that age where all the girls in school were starting to show everybody their boobs, and the one girl was having a party where there was going to be boobs showing. And my dad was working.
Classic boob party.
Yeah, great. Those were the greatest years of my life. But my grandma was there because my mom was sick. My dad wasn't home from work yet, and she was like, "Oh, there's a snowstorm," and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not driving you. You can't go." And I was like, "What? No, this is fucking stupid." And I'll never forget. Like I was wearing. My buddy gave me this cool like Ren and Stimpy shirt that said like "Calling Powdered Toast Man" on it. I remember I was wearing that shirt, and it was like 4 inches of snow, and it was like snowing because like my grandma was like, "I'm not driving you." And I ran out in my socks into the woods for like 5 minutes. I was like, wow, that was really fucking stupid. I just had to walk back.
Chet running out with like a stick and bindle and like his Xbox is in it, trying to find a place to plug it in.
Well, and then the worst part was like my grandma was all pissed I got in trouble for doing that, and then my dad was like,
Yeah.
he's like, I would have taken you over there. I would have just been, if you waited like 30 minutes, I would have let you go over there. So I missed it. I would have seen the boobs if I was just chill. You know, so
And you would have shown up later and looked cooler.
Yeah.
Bro, you had the Duber, the dad Uber.
yeah.
The Duber
We need to
buddies.
call Duper.
No, no.
Yo, I gotta hit the
I do
Duber.
distinctly remember being like, wow, that was really fucking stupid. Why didn't I put
Yeah.
shoes on? I mean, I guess I really wanted to see those titties.
Well,
Yeah.
Dad didn't pick up. I guess I better call Moober. Yeah, that's Mom Uber.
Graham Uber.
I'm gonna call Boober. That's brother Uber.
What about Uber? Uncle Uber.
Uber? Saying that to people and they just think you have a speech impediment. I'm gonna call an Uber.
Calling Tuber, that's a taxi.
That's old school Uber.
One of my coworkers,
Uber Light.
he was-
Uber 1.0.
he was trying to sell a strain of weed called Wee Wee, and I heard him. And he's like, "Oh, you can get this strain here called Ooey Ooey," and then I started laughing hysterically.
Ooey gooey.
Ooey. So now,
Ooey, ooey.
every time somebody mentions that strain, I always mention that story, especially when he's working, because then everybody laughs at him, and it's really fun.
It was wee wee in French.
Yeah, it was just the strain was called Wee Wee, but he pronounced it Ooey Ooey.
Ooey, ooey.
That's a pretty stupid strain
That's how
name. It just
they
means
say
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
they don't
French.
make any fucking.
I mean, they're kind of running out of strain names because they're kind of just doing the same thing. There's only like 7 terpenes or something.
Yeah, there's like a little.
There are only so
circular
many
change.
combinations you can come up with.
Yeah, everything's a fucking hybrid these days, anyways.
It's like the 19 and counting family. They start running out of names too.
Well, let's go around the
Yeah,
horn and
kid
create a
named
weed
Comma.
strain each.
I think every weed strain should have a J name. It should be one of those things.
Mm-hmm. My weed name would be Psycho Killer. It makes you go insane.
Oh, nice.
I have
You
a.
just walk into your work.
If people ask
Get
you, "Oh, is
fired
that a
immediately."
Talking Heads reference?" and you say, "What?"
I have a. Free
I'm a
hybrid
juggalo.
called-
What are
I have
you talking about?
I have a fruity hybrid called Mango Mind Molester,
Ooh, there you
and it's been selling off the shelves.
People love it.
I'm just calling one. Mine's gonna be ooey ooey. OOEY. OOEY.
Ooey ooey, it's gotta be really sticky.
That's how they say yes in France. Ooey ooey.
Ooey ooey.
Mine's gonna be Viva la Bam. I'm gonna keep it timely.
There you go.
Nice. Mine's gonna be the Life of Bam, and it's gonna have a really basic label.
It's gonna have a nice
Slow
start, and it's
people
gonna really, really fall off the edge towards the end of the
Long
hive.
live Bam, a Yankee Candle type font.
He's gonna come around.
Do you think he might be on his Brian Laundrie shit? I've just been
no.
speculating on whether or not Bam is on his Brian Laundrie shit.
I don't.
You know what's
who's
scary about
Brian
Bam right
Laundrie?
now, though? If Bam fell into a river and they found him just 5 minutes later, they would think he was in there for days.
Yeah, they look up a picture of him on Google Images, and it's a picture of him from 1999 from like the first CKY video, and they're like, man, he was probably in there 20, 30 years.
They're like, we had to use tattoos and dentistry to confirm the identity. He's recovering right now. He's in stable condition.
There's no way he could beat up his brother. His brother's so much bigger than him.
I just imagine he's like doing the It's Always Sunny thing, and they like feel bad and like don't want to call him out, but he's like showing up every day, like looking in the window at like his family and like running back off to the woods. They're like, oh, if Bam comes over, like we won't press any charges.
They're
And he
so
just comes
stupid.
inside the
I know
house.
where he went. He went and fought Jess and got into a fight with him. What band was Jess in? CKY.
CKY.
Where is
Yeah.
Bam? He's at Camp Kill Yourself. They need to go to the camp that Jess and Bam went to as kids. That's where Bam is.
Camp Kill
I'm
Yourself. That's where Brian
That's
Laundrie
where-
went.
Woo!
Well,
I'm calling out Brian Laundrie on this
I have a
podcast
great-
for
All right,
being
hold on.
cool.
I have a great location on one of my GeoGuessr maps, my custom ones. The Filipino kid wearing the CKY hat, but it's the one where it says fuck in the tiny letters, and then it's just the
Yeah.
CKY logo and you.
Yeah, it's
That's
such
the
a
best
cool
one.
hat.
Yeah. It's,
My buddy had that in 7th grade. I thought he was the coolest dude
well,
ever.
my buddy's a child in the Philippines on Google Maps was wearing it. He's not my,
My
buddy
dear
though.
friend.
That sounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
Off that back a
If they
little.
want to catch Bam Margera, they just have to send fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter after him.
Just put like
It
a
always
6-pack of
works.
beer.
I know he watched me. He's gonna be a big fan. I'm gonna go knock on his tent.
Spraining his
What a-
ankle in the woods outside Westchester County, Pennsylvania,
I fucking slipped
behind
in my
people's
ass.
houses.
I have a compound ankle fracture I sustained when I slid down the hill trying to get to Camp Kill Yourself to see if Bam was in there. Oh, compound ankle fracture. Imagine that. It's just bone sticking out of the skin of your ankle.
All right, that'd be
That'd be
fine.
like
Wouldn't
running
hurt
full
me.
speed and getting your legs stuck in like a perfect hole, but your body keeps moving. And you look up and you just have like. It reminded me of that basketball injury from 2013 where they showed
The Kevin Ware.
Yeah, Kevin Ware with the bone
Oh,
sticking
yeah.
out of the skin, and you can see
Oh,
the
so bad.
the blood on the
That's so
bone.
That shit gross. That so freaks me out. When I broke my collarbone, that almost happened to me too. I broke it in 2 spots, and it was like my shoulder was like compressed like 3 inches, and it was like a little almost popped through the skin. It's gross.
You know what's amazing now though? It's almost like you want to break all your bones because they actually get stronger after the way they
Yeah,
fix
it's like
stuff
how
these
every time
days.
you shave, your hair gets thicker.
That's those guys get taller. Those guys get taller by breaking their legs.
Yo, my grandpa's been shaving for like 80 years, and each one of his hair follicles is like an inch thick.
Yeah,
It's
like
crazy.
a
It's
mechanical pencil leads.
It's like the rope on a fucking ship, bro.
Ugh.
And it stinks.
I'm on
It
I'm on
smells.
Dog the Bounty Hunter's Twitter page right now, and he's like really into the supernatural. He was recently on like a supernatural podcast. Yeah,
The show.
He would write
Dean,
Wincest,
Dean
supernatural
Winchester.
and ship them.
No, he's like, I'm here to tell you the Holy Spirit is real, and then it's like him flexing.
Cool. That's so fucking awesome.
Okay. Holy
Oh,
shit.
is that what you call your dead wife?
I love this old man. I think
That'd
I'm
be
going
a
to start
skit.
believing in
His
the Holy
dead
Spirit.
wife, Beth, who croaked.
Come on now.
Then you're going to Christ Fit and it's a Christian CrossFit gym and you're like on the cross, like doing like dips with your legs while you're on this big iron cross. That'd be cool.
Beth Chapman, Mrs. Bounty Hunter. They could just stick an apple in her mouth and she would be good to go. Put her on the table.
God damn. She looks like a pig in a wig.
What was Branson's tweet about her tits in like a coffin when she died?
Oh, no.
Oh, metal detectors, they're going to find it. Hundreds of years from now. Man, what an awful, evil family that is.
Branson loved Beth.
There are just so many clips of him saying the N-word and stuff. They like disown their daughter for dating a black guy. Such awful people. Oh,
Didn't,
anyway,
like, all of his sons like disown him.
yeah, he has a lot of kids who don't talk to him
Yeah.
anymore. I think he has like 1 out of 8 kids that still talks
Leland,
to him.
Cleland, Jaco, Willard,
Beeland.
Leland, Dealand, Zealand.
Zealand. Oh, was he conceived in New Zealand? What? What's that?
No, he's the youngest.
No, we're not going to name the next one New Zealand.
He's the youngest. It's me.
1 of 26.
I was going to say, I think the way we catch Bam is we set up a fake hymn concert. We can do it in like right outside Philadelphia. And we have Billy Vallow there, and we have CKY.
We have to put up a half pipe as well.
Yeah, there's a half pipe, and Machine Gun Kelly is there, and who's that other white rapper?
Alex, I was thinking about that earlier this
Yellow
week.
Wolf.
Yellow Wolf, yeah, we can get Yellow Wolf to show up, and maybe even Tony Hawk.
I was thinking about earlier this week, Alex. Zoomers say he thinks he's him, and they think that's their slang that they made up, but we've been saying that about Bam for years.
Bro, the only pronouns I care about are him. The
my
band.
pronouns are him and him.
The him chud. It's awesome that Billy Vallow is completely sober now, and he disavows Bam completely. Someone asked him about Bam in a recent interview, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that guy. I don't know what's up with that guy. I was on his TV show in 2007."
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just looking for Branson's tweet about Beth the bounty hunter, dying, and all I could find was him saying that they couldn't close the casket on China's coffin because her clip was too
Okay, there you go.
I imagine it was around the same for Beth.
I think we can just sort of switch out China.
Yeah,
for
we can
Beth
probably
and
piece it
together.
Beth serving somebody a warrant, and they try to slam the door and just bust their door. The door cracks in her kid. Shatters in front of her.
That's the kind of body that you don't want to put that in a crematorium. If you run a crematorium and you don't have proper ventilation, the amount of heavy metal that you're inhaling.
Shrapnel. It's like microwaving
shrapnel.
Hey, is somebody microwaving some silverware right now?
You guys know this is an OSHA violation?
You're not supposed to put metal in there, guys.
Oh god. Breaking the crematorium.
Yeah, but again, what are they gonna do?
Having
They're gonna
fake tits
bury
that
her?
are made out of Bender material. Like if Bender had tits.
God damn,
Oh, that's a
it's
good
so
character to think
fucking
about.
funny.
Yeah, it would be. Oh man. So I have another reading series from All That Bugs, one of my favorite blogs.
Nice.
This is from 2009, and
Good year.
it's called Hospital Bill from Hell, and it's kind of relevant because
Oh.
Jack just got out of the hospital, and instead of recovering from his stroke, he is bitching at customer service employees again.
Well, that is his recovery.
So here we go. This is January 29, 2009. Okay, to save time and space on this blog entry, I am going to tell you a Reader's Digest version of what happened. On 10/10/08, I woke up at 4:30 a.m. Half my body had no feeling. The right side of my entire body had no feeling whatsoever. It only lasted 20 minutes, but I went to the ER anyway just to be safe. The ER spent 4 hours running tests and taking blood, and they still don't know why this happened to me. Great. Now I am getting frustrated and want to go home. Then they tried to give me 2 pills. 1 pill for my high blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure. It was high because I was angry at the hospital's dragging feet on my diagnosis. And 1 pill for my stomach so it doesn't get upset over the blood pressure pill. As you can guess, I didn't take either. They tell me that they were going to run 3 more tests today, and they are going to admit me into the hospital. They also said that they will be moving me to a holding area until they can find me a bed. I might be there for a few hours until a bed opens up. So they finally get me into a room around 4 p.m. I don't want to spend the night. That would mean being woken up every 3 hours to give blood, which by the way was not going to happen even if I did spend the night. So I asked my doctors to review the tests before they went home for the day. I was hoping that I could possibly be released before they left the hospital. This way I could sleep in my own bed. Thankfully everything checked out good and they released me that night around 6:30 p.m. So here is the part that bugs me. I get an ER bill for $100 from Los Alamitos Medical Center. My insurance states that if I go to the ER I have to pay $100. But my insurance also says that if they admit me into the hospital that I don't have to pay anything. So I tell them to remove the charge. They tell me 3 things to avoid admitting that they admitted me. 1, we didn't admit you. 2, we admitted you only for observation. 3, you weren't there for more than 24 hours. The beauty of this is that the more I fight this bill, the more the reason for the charge changes. I don't care if it was less than 24 hours, only for observation, or if the moon was blue that night. My insurance states that if I am admitted, then I don't pay. As for our good old Pacific Care, they are useless in this situation. They are not even standing up for me. All they said was, we paid our $20,000 already for your visit. Our part is done. And Los Alamitos is still sticking to the 3 poor excuses above, so I must take matters into my own hands. 2 days ago I called Renee in the administration office, then he gives the phone number, and basically told her to stop running this scam on people. I told her to fix the bill. I told her that if I was a millionaire and if I was on my deathbed, I would still not pay this bill of $100. She acted like she understood my frustration and said she knew what to do and would get back to me. Well, she didn't understand me. Instead, this is caps. Instead, she had someone call me to continue to feed me a line of bad explanations on why I have to pay. By the way, did I mention that I am still not paying the bill? Update 12909. Today I'm beginning my lifelong relationship with Renee. I will call her every day for the rest of my life until she writes off the $100. I may even feel the love to call her twice or 3 times a day. When springtime gets here, my love may increase to every hour of the day. I sure hope she wants a new friend, because she just got one. I will give you more updates on this hospital bill from hell as is develops. Another update, same day. I just called Renee. We are now old friends. I made her aware that I am blogging on this. She kind of laughed and asked me not to blog on this. I told her that about 1,000 people are following this on my blog and can't wait to see how this turns out. Renee said that the person I need to speak with is CFO David Vickers. He has yet to answer Renee on my situation, so I left him a voicemail just now. If you'd like to help me out, please call David Vickers, and he gives the phone number. If he's not there, please leave a message asking him to fix my $100 bill.
We are not your personal army.
I finally got a hold of David Vickers. This is the next day. He still states that it's not an admittance to the hospital, and there is nothing he can do. He said he has the explanation from Pacific Care that shows if it's just for observation, then the $100 is my responsibility. So I have seen the paperwork, and there's no part that I have seen that says that. So I asked David to provide a copy of what he saw. Well, he replied to me that they were unable to obtain this because they are not the insurer. Wow, I am back to square one.
Can I want to interject here for a second. How much does Jack think his time is worth? Because he has spent like hours and hours and hours and hours on this, right? Just like calling and wasting his time. So like, just pay the $100. Fuck.
The stroke was 10/10/08, and this is into February 2009. I've had this happen where I went to the ER one time because I had like a stomach thing years ago that I think it just resolved on its own. And I had to pay $100 for the ER fee after the insurance, and I was just, I'll just fucking pay it. This is not worth me worrying about it for 6 months, and especially if you're recovering from a fucking stroke. Let's just
Alex,
pay the fucking
this
thing.
This blog should be actually called, it should be called I'm Patient. So it's like he's a patient and also impatient because he complains a lot.
The impatient inpatient.
Just I'm with no apostrophe, just I am and patient, space patient. I'm patient.
So recently,
I just want to read the last update.
Sorry, yeah. Keep going.
Okay, so this is into March 2009. So this is 5 months later after the stroke. Okay, my own friggin' insurance wouldn't help me fight this. I am so glad I will be leaving Pacific Care soon. They should change their name to We Don't Care. I consulted with my lawyer and he just laughed. He said, Jack, I am glad you have that much fight in you and I appreciate you standing up for what is right. Now pay the damn bill. So I did.
My God, man.
Fuck,
He
he's
just
so
loses.
evil, man.
He loses every single
He's
chance
so
he can.
evil.
He
It's
wanted
so
to just
funny.
rub that in everybody's face that he spent 6 months when he was supposed to be recovering from a medical incident, getting his blog people to harass this low-level employee by name of a random hospital in California because they were making him pay $100 copay, which is... He's on his wife's insurance, by the way. He doesn't fucking work. He wasn't working then.
No. he doesn't do
Well,
anything.
he's a content
He's
creator.
a stay-at-home dad.
Well,
and
that's
barbecue
true.
sauce salesman.
So recently, I was accepted to the official Cooking with Jack community
Oh,
on
wow.
Oh, nice.
Facebook. And
Congratulations.
there was a recent post where someone said, "Hey Jack, I had a question for you. Some of my friends got me into your channel a bit ago, and then you suddenly went into medical care. My question is, has your recent health scare affected your diet, spirituality, etc.? And would you make a video covering the topic? I saw your nursing home videos, and I'm still curious about your experience." And he wrote, basically, I believe everything in our supermarkets has chemicals in it that we should not be ingesting. I believe 90% of people in the hospital and nursing home is due to the stuff they ingested. That's my personal opinion. But I need a hand. It's like eat this or die. You got to eat something. The food industry is probably more evil than our government. And so someone was like, people are going back and forth. And then someone was like, well, may I suggest gardening and eating as many fresh veggies and fruit as you can and start making like healthy man videos?
Yeah, pretty
And
easy
his
to do that.
response, well, his response is, unfortunately, your idea of healthy and my idea of healthy and everybody else's idea of healthy is completely different. I love making healthy dishes, but somebody's always going to come out and say it's unhealthy for this reason.
Oh, because it's all like pickles and jarred salsa and
Yeah.
meat with mold on it.
I love
It doesn't have 2 bricks of
8
sour
pounds
cream in it.
cheese. I love, he's just like, I make healthy food, but everybody yells at me every time I try. But it's
there
healthy
are
for
people,
me.
like, credit to the people who, even if they're misguided, they're like homesteaders and they're preppers and they actually go and make a garden in the backyard or get a chicken coop or something. Because, hey, at
Yeah.
least it's productive. You're doing something. That's good. That's a step in the right direction. But he can't even do that. He wants it.
No.
It has to be stuff that's like perfect for his diet, that's healthy for him, that also tastes good, and he can also eat a whole pile of it. And it has to be from Arby's.
A pro for a Jack recipe to him is like, and unlike everybody else's food out at the barbecue, you have no flies landing on this. They can't stand the smell of this stuff.
I'm just look at his last few videos, like monster wings and mushroom gravy.
Yeah, they're so gross,
Crispy
dude.
chili chicken, Lazy Man's blueberry muffins, which if you haven't seen the video is him mixing fucking flour, blueberries, and ice cream together.
Yeah, the ice cream is the eggs and the sugar. It's not an easier recipe. I'm sure it tastes worse. It's more expensive.
They look
And
like shit.
It looks like it tastes the same amount of fucking
It would have
time.
been cheaper if you used Worcestershire sauce, though.
Mhm,
Oh yeah,
that's
the
true.
Worcestershire's yeah.
First video he made outside of like cooking video outside of the nursing home is just ribs, and it's like the worst looking ribs you can
Well,
see.
We
it's
saw
Like,
him on a
imagine.
Carnivore,
TV
it's
show.
healthy.
He was
Well,
on
yeah,
a
it's
TV
true.
show, and they had a competition where him versus he was put against an actual barbecue chef, and he got crushed. And he walked away from the grill and got distracted just chatting with some old ladies, and they had to cook the stuff for him. It's on. You can watch it on Tubi, I think. It's a West Texas Investors Club, season 1, episode 2.
He cries.
Yeah, he cries because they say, like, it seems like you don't really care about the sauce or barbecue. It's you just want attention and to get your YouTube channel. And then he starts crying about how he's worked so hard for this and stuff. And,
First of all, how dare you be correct?
I've worked
it's
so
just-
hard at this with my wife supporting me at her job.
How is he alive? How is he alive beyond like
Because
whatever
of Tammy's
power out
health
there is,
insurance.
like
Tammy has health
whatever
insurance.
power out there is just like you're not going. You're gonna have all these fucking strokes, but
'Cause
you're not coming here.
God's troll face.
Well, he's going to start
bastard
eating
bud.
healthy. He's going to start subbing out ice cream for
Well,
eggs.
here's the thing:
Because that's keto.
what's healthy
that's
to
part
you,
of his
what's
keto
healthy
diet.
to you may not be healthy to him. So you have to keep that in mind.
That's true. Like when
have to
the
think about that.
when the nursing home gives him eggs, that's unhealthy.
Mhm.
But when he
Mhm.
eats ice cream, that's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, okay, hold on now. Let's not start.
Doctors are just doctors are so mean.
Ice cream here.
Doctors are so mean. They say you shouldn't eat ice cream if you're about to die. They say that you should stop smoking if you're about to have your leg cut off.
Dude, I was looking for a family doctor, and there's like a website for Alberta which like points you to like doctors that are accepting patients. and I was looking up reviews, and so many of the honest to God reviews are exactly what you're saying. They're like, they're too mean. They told me to lose weight. And then the best one that I found, the best one I found when I Googled it was a news story that this doctor had been, I guess it's not disbarred because they're not lawyers, but like wasn't allowed to practice in Newfoundland and Labrador because he impregnated a 19-year-old former patient. He became the woman's doctor when she was 18, accepted her request to be a friend on Facebook, and was invited to her 19th birthday party. The statement said that he then ended the professional relationship with the woman, started a consensual sexual relationship despite his being married, and ended the relationship with the 19-year-old after she became pregnant.
Oh.
Well,
but he's accepting patients, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
She was overage, and it was like...
Maybe
he's just lying about it. I don't know.
There's what was the argument? That's what his lawyer said. And like I think probably in like the eyes of the law it's correct, but I guess it's
highly unethical.
It's not great.
Exactly. It's
very highly unethical. So,
and like
you want that guy kind
of
like
it's not like fucking going to jail, right? But
yeah,
in terms of like practicing medicine, like you're definitely not allowed to have relationships with patients, right? There's their whole like
he should have to only practice medicine on men.
So stupid.
He's got to go to schools and do the penis inspection day.
Or
yeah, he has to do penis inspection day. We can't have girls going in there anymore because we don't know what he's going to do.
I'm a guy's only proctologist.
No, you don't. You got the wrong idea, man. It's because I got me too'd because there was this 18-year-old who came in.
It wasn't at work. I was in the teenager's room.
I used to be a gynecologist, and then I got too into it, and now I have to be the guy's only proctologist.
Now I'm the
it's not because I want to do this. I don't want to do this.
I'm the gynecologist.
Gynecologist.
I think it's gross. I think it's gross.
So stupid. Now I'm the gynecologist. Gynal. So that's such an epic joke. Good job, guys.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. I gotta stop stroking.
Bro, if the doctor ever tries to put his finger up my butt, I'm gonna squeeze my butthole so hard that his finger gets cut off.
He has to lose more of his feet or whatever, and he's lighting up a big cigarette in his car. Goes, I gotta quit smoking. So cheers to that, I guess.
Every single day he does that, and those people enable him. He says, "Yeah, so my toes are down to the bone. It's all black." So that's not good. I have to go back and see how far it spread up the bone because I got no meat on there. I can't
flick the lighter.
If I could interject for a second, by the way, this is exactly what he said. Alex isn't doing a bit.
He said there was no meat on the bone anymore. It was just bone, and that the bone is black, and they don't know yet how far it's spreading up. And all while he's saying this, he's smoking these DK cigarettes that they buy illegally from the Six Nations First Nations reservation in Canada.
They're such shitty motherfuckers. And also,
Maja goes down there and buys them all tax-free. None of them are not even an iota Native American.
Maja walks with a feather in her hair and shit.
Maja.
Man.
Also, they threatened to take his driver's license away if he tries to work. So he was like still working, what he meant was like
a gamer.
him sitting in the car while Maja did Instacart. That's what he meant by working, and he did it like once a week. And I think he kept going back to the clinic, and they would tell him, like, you can't walk on your foot. You can't be walking on your foot. And he said, no, I gotta work. I gotta sit in the car while someone else does Instacart. I gotta work. And so they said, okay, we're gonna call the DMV, and they're gonna take your driver's license then. And he was like, I can't use that excuse anymore.
So mad. He spent 39 years
he kept going back and
nothing.
using that excuse. He kept saying, I'm working, and that's why I have to keep walking on my foot. And eventually they told him, we're going to take your license away because you legally can't drive anymore.
I have to wear 2 different shoes all the time because I'm working. I don't have time to come in and get my toe cut off. I'm sorry.
I have one shoe and one flip-flop. And I'm also sitting in the passenger seat while I'm working, and I'm not doing any of the walking or any of the lifting.
They just need to cut his feet off. They just cut it off because it's bad. Like, at this point, give up on it and, like, start again.
Bottom of his LinkedIn, cigarette tester.
Yeah, these are pretty good.
I don't feel too much smoke in my lungs.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, these are pretty good.
We had a
these ones aren't
we had a
soft.
YouTube comment on one of the last podcast episodes saying they wish there was like a Wikipedia for what we were talking about. So if you want more context on this, listen to episode 4, Clone Wars. Very in-depth explanation.
Wow, episode 4. Jeez.
I know, right?
Feels like only yesterday. Feels like only yesterday I was up at 2 a.m. watching Sean in the pack get his nipples bitten by his dog.
Oh Lord.
All right. To be fair though, if he was back, I'd still be up till 2 a.m. watching again.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I just want to hear that little baby voice. No, it's like this really sour.
What happened to him?
They like stopped being friends with him. He was being weird or creepy, I guess.
I think what it was-
everybody. He backstabbed everybody and was messaging a catfish, the catfish teenage girl.
That was as far as everybody else wanted to believe was underage, and he was trying to message her.
It was actually an old lady
but it
who was
was an
married.
80-year-old man.
Yeah. And Sean was like, I have tattoos. I have plenty of room for more.
Wasn't that like a psyop from the catfish or something?
It could have been, yeah. I think
it could have. It probably. No, it's not confirmed, but that's why they said they stopped.
We better not accuse the 900-pound man.
He might come after us.
Yeah, he might come get us.
I
If
don't
he's on
wanna do
top of the
live
mountain,
seconds.
he could do a lot of damage rolling down.
Sicking his
I
dogs
guess,
on me.
yeah, Angel, the old lady, she told the sheriff and the fatty people that Sean tried to message Caitlin, who was her actual existing 17-year-old daughter, that she was impersonating on the internet to catfish an underage boy to sex with him.
She was sexting an underage lesbian boy.
And I guess she told sheriff that, Sean was hitting on my daughter, and I don't know if she was or not. Or if he was or not,
My
but anyway,
daughter.
they got really mad at him.
My catfish daughter they've never met. That's actually an old woman.
And the actual fucking son was getting sexted by this old-ass married woman pretending to be her own daughter. And they were mad at, like, this other shit, and they were mad at us.
We don't know that there was sexting though, right? It was just mainly like, hey, what type of music you into?
I mean, ideally, that's
But they
what it
spent
would be.
every stream was just like, oh, this is your future wife.
Oh
CJ.
yeah, we're like getting the lizards out and the coochies
they were
and the
saying they
beavers
love
or
each other
whatever.
and stuff and chat. Like this woman was coming in there saying like, I'm in love with you to this like
love you,
underage
CJ.
kid, and it was an
Can't
old
wait to
lady
meet you,
doing
CJ.
it. And then the CJ's mom and dad were right there being like, oh, let's go, you're gonna get married to this woman.
Again, episode 4, if this type of content interests you.
Yeah, and the 2 angel story videos on the Patreon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
patreon.com/chapter FYM.
She pretended to be her daughter because she fell into a coma.
Oh yeah, the coma.
Self-inflicted coma.
That was she disappeared.
That was so good.
She was dating this homeless guy sheriff who moved in with some random person from YouTube and was living in their spare room and was telling him that like, oh yeah, pretty soon you're gonna move into my big house. But she was actually just married. This like 50-something-year-old woman who was married to a normie guy in Tennessee, and then she suddenly was like in a coma all of a sudden.
Yeah,
and then
that's
her
what
daughter
prompted that whole episode.
her 17-year-old daughter, it was the craziest shit of all time. Her 17-year-old daughter suddenly starts spending 16 hours a day in these boomer chats, just shooting the shit. And like, she has an actual dad. The actual girl has a dad, and this is all happening in the house. And then the mom is on her laptop pretending to be her own family to scam this guy who has no money.
This girl is supposed to be like 17 being like, ooh, can you please do a cover of Heart? They're my favorite band.
And I wonder if that would still be going on. Like, I wonder how that would have ended organically if we hadn't like said something to them and been like, this is clearly someone trying to like sexually exploit your son. And they told us to fuck off. They were, fuck you. There are like videos of it in the angel videos on Patreon where they were so fucking mad that anyone said that it wasn't real, that this woman, like they were mocking it. They were like, oh, you don't look 50 years old, when they were showing a fake picture of her.
OPSEC genius.
Like they were
The
so
fake-
fucking smug about it, and the more you would tell them, like, this is a pedophile married woman. You can Google the username and it comes up. This
Because
is
they
not-
believe Sheriff, because Sheriff would come and be like, hey, yeah, they think they got everything all figured out, but guess what? She told me it's true. So
Yeah, I have met her. I've seen
met her. I've
To
seen
be
pictures
fair-
of her and met her on the phone, you dumbass.
We were all arrested by the FBI for hacking.
Yeah, it's true. We're doing this from
Yeah.
jail.
Yeah. We spent the last year in jail.
I'm still in touch with Small White Bubba. My
Yeah, you know what I did
roommate.
on my first day?
Yeah, I do. You played checkers with Small White Bubba. He's a nice guy.
I went up to the biggest guy, fucked him in the ass.
Devin. He said, what would you do with it?
It was Devin. I was roommates with Devin at the
I went up to
home.
the biggest guy in there and told him he wouldn't know what to do with me.
Guy that's like barely over 6 feet and thinks he's really tall, waiting for the new guys in prison to walk in and fuck him, but they all walk in and fuck the 6'6" guy. Oh damn, you're actually tall. I thought I was tall, but you're the actual tall one.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good.
Just swinging back, we Koa, our dear friend Koa,
Speaking
has been
of
going
big
through
guys
it.
to fuck.
his aide in his classroom legitimately had ice cream for breakfast the other day.
Oh,
This
cool.
is
so cool.
This one that always falls asleep, Aid.
This is the one who just I think she falls asleep, but she just eats the stinkiest foods possible. And
Well, ice cream is
he
a
tweeted-
component of muffins, and muffins are a breakfast food. You
He
wouldn't say
tweeted Aid asked me to grab her breakfast from the freezer in the break room, and he opened it up, and it is just a pint of vanilla ice cream.
fuck
she eats
vanilla.
Alpha.
She eats like onions and like tuna and or
Sardines.
just like sardines.
Sardines
No,
is a
she had
big
tuna
one.
too. Sardines are big. I think she had like a whole raw avocado like one time. She has like this like food stash where her like desk is, and like they're supposed to be like refrigerated, but it's just under her desk. And so some of the food just like stinks. And he tweeted something the other day where he said like she was opening her lunch and looks at him and was like, "Oh, this one's gonna stink." It's so good.
God, it's like Matt
Maybe-
saying that the food he ordered stinks to high heaven, meaning it smelled good.
Still, oh wow.
It's just
stinks to
Maybe she has an after school gig where she farts in an Uber. It's Uber.
I will admit that I sometimes, as a sales tactic, when I'm opening up a jar of weed, I'll be like, "Oh, this one's a real stinker," and they'll be like, "Whoa, that is a strong
Well,
one."
that's something
But,
where it's.
the better the smell, the more pungent the
Yeah.
smell of that. That's fine.
And also,
I don't
if you're
think doing
smelling,
anything
like
wrong.
if you're selling food, you want the customers to smell.
You
the
could be
food.
like, "Oh, baby,
Right,
this
right.
smells like scraping the bottom of a man-made pond at the end of summer with
Yeah.
a shovel."
But it's so what a
This
good
smells like
bit.
when I had ferrets that one summer.
What a good evil bit to just open your lunch and be like, "It's gonna stink in here. Watch out."
Ooh, everybody, get away from the microwave!
Hey, come over here. I want you to smell this new strain. It's called unidentifiable remains.
I don't know if I talked about this on the pod, but like at this job site I was on, there was a guy that he had a single-use crock pot and he would bring it to work every day and then cook his lunch in the fucking trailer while he was working, then pull it out at lunch because it had been slow cooking for 6 hours. And it was like,
That's so awesome.
so he's always having some kind of like fucking stew. And this is in the
Yeah.
middle of the summer. It's hot as fuck out.
Yeah.
And then once he just had like a fish in there. Like I think
Was it
I
gutted?
forget if it had. Well, it wasn't like a full fish, but I'm pretty sure it had bones in it,
Mhm.
and it stunk to high heaven so much that our fucking foreman kicked him out of the trailer with it. They're like, "You want to eat that shit? Go outside."
Stinks
Really
to high heaven.
going way beyond the limit of what's reasonable for cooking at work, and the amount
Yeah.
of odor that you can make other people smell. Like even making people smell something that's good in their microwave is even kind of a dick move because
But
they
even
don't
the
get to have
microwave-
it.
The microwave is like what, 2 minutes max, 3 minutes for
Yeah.
one of those microwave. And that's like 6 hours of just cooking something in that
Yeah,
trailer.
it's also
Like, it
using
just
electricity the whole time that the job
stinks.
site's
It just
paying
stinks
for.
all
The-
fucking
the
day.
worst thing-
You're just
too,
plugging
is
in your
like-
own home appliances to the work outlet.
This guy loved bragging about it too, so he was always talking about his fucking single-use crock pot that he got for $25 off of Amazon. God damn.
What if you're like, oh man, who the fuck is microwaving fish? Get that shit out of here. And someone walks in like, no, I was just warming up my hot water bottle. I got a raging headache. So nasty.
And the weirdest part of it is like, why wouldn't you just prepare it at home and then bring it?
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, get a normal sized one. Microwave it. It's way better.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
It's
You
like, well,
guys,
it's always
you
hot
guys
and
want to
fresh
wake up
every
at
day.
1 a.m. to start cooking breakfast then, huh?
Like, don't you have to chop vegetables and stuff? You have to do a bunch of prep, and then you bring
Yeah, you got to throw it all in
like
there.
a bunch
So
of
you guys
different
wanted to get up
Tupperwares
even
to work,
earlier?
and then mix it.
And then you're ostensibly packing raw meat with you to work.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
so
those guys should
strange,
just
man.
eat candy. Maybe it's right
Yeah,
that they eat
that's way
candy and
better.
Mountain Dew because otherwise they're gonna cook a whole fish in the break room.
Have you considered he just goes out to his car and he's one of those YouTubers that just lives in his car and has everything in there?
He could be. He was always
I
like,
gotta make my car stink.
Yeah, that's like also a
Van life.
coworker too. Yeah, she just want to. Let me get my stinky food right now at work, so I don't have to eat it later.
Bragging about living in your car to your coworkers. Yeah, my commute is 0 minutes because I live in the parking lot.
I live right next door.
Yo, if you lived here, you would be home by now.
I gotta save so much money on gas.
Yeah, so how long you guys got to drive to get home? 30 minutes, 40 minutes? I'm already here.
Fuck, you go out with them after work and you're like, "Can I get a ride back to my car?" Go all the way back to work. You just climb in and go to sleep.
Can I hop on your back all the way from the front door to the parking lot?
being the person who's like, I can't stay late. I gotta get home. And you like watch them leave and they just get in the car.
Letting your friends in the gate. They park in the employee parking lot at night. I got a bunch of people coming over. I gotta get out of here. See you
I got a
outside
party.
later.
I got a
Bye.
party I gotta get ready for. Like 3 people coming here.
So funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're doing
so
a
cool.
tailgate party after work.
Because
So
I
far,
think
it's
I've told
just me.
you, I worked with a guy at Target who would microwave his McDonald's every day that he would put in the cooler. He put his Big Mac large fry drink in a cooler,
Ugh.
put it in the fridge,
dope.
and then microwave it after being at work for like 5 hours.
The longer those sit out and the more you reheat them, the smaller they get. It turns into a small Mac. It starts like
oh,
shrinking
you
into
get
a
rid of
chunk.
A
calories.
small Mac.
The small Mac.
Small Mac.
It's healthier.
We're like a small Mac.
Woo.
All the air is squished out of it.
It looks like one of those. Like we left the Big Mac out for a month to see what it would look like. It's just been overnight.
It would be funny to make one of those videos, but a guy comes at the end and eats it. We'd have to
Just
do it with
drinking
CGI or AI or something because you wouldn't want to kill somebody, but it would be
Drinking
funny.
the 60-day-old Coke.
Yeah, time lapse of that, and at the end, a guy picks it up and goes, "Whoa." I guess you could do it
yeah.
off screen and
That's
have a
pretty
sound
good.
effect. But, oh yeah, that's pretty. Oh yeah. I was
That
rewatching
nice.
that old
Hit the
Fatty video where him and his mom try to get open the tins of
Uh,
ham.
Oh yeah, they're like mining for it with a butter
it's a
knife.
20-minute video, and it's 13 minutes in until they get the cans open. And at one point, he's trying to get it open with a pen. He's using a ballpoint pen to try to get the tin of ham open so they can do the ham challenge.
Ah yeah.
Yeah.
He's ready to open on it.
He's like just a fucking dog in a human's brain.
Yeah, it's like when a toddler or like an infant is that age where they have like the fucking fat arms with like the fat sleeve that goes over the hand, and you just give them at that age any toy and they like knock it together. That's Fatty. Like give him a pen and the candy. He's like,
Yeah. Let's go.
awesome. Let's go. Yeah.
That was his first word as a baby.
Yep.
Ah.
Born with his little avalanche
Born with a
cap
cigarette.
on, even though the avalanche didn't exist yet.
That hat is so old, by the way.
No, it's not. It's just been on him. It's just
That
aged.
hat-
No, he's had it since 2008.
Yeah, he's had since the team was
Nice.
only
He's
12 years old.
wearing that same hat in every picture of him.
Vintage.
There was a stream where he showed a bunch of old pictures, and he's wearing the Avalanche's hat. I took a screenshot of it, and I went
Ironically,
back
it looks
and
like
looked at
he's
it.
been in one now. His foot.
He's worn it every day of his life. He wore it to his
Frostbite.
wedding.
I lost it on Everest.
Like, he could do a man takes a picture of himself every day for 20 years, and he would be wearing the same hat every day, and you could see pieces of it falling off. And pieces of him
just like
falling
him.
off.
Yeah. It's his portrait of Dorian Gray, except it's all happening
Man,
to both of them at the same time.
Their old rental was so sick too. All the one time when he was like, "Look, I can see the lake from right here." They were literally across the street from Lake Ontario. They just did nothing to keep that place so cool.
Yeah, they would just
No,
sit in the
what do you mean?
garage in the minivan smoking
Smoke.
the off-brand
they
cigarettes.
sit inside and smoke.
"Ah,
Yeah, they did great. Just sitting
Smoking
inside
in the
smoking.
car in the garage is smoke, so you're not technically smoking in the garage. Alpha.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure they lost their security deposit.
Oh, you think? No, we
They
found
always-
a tow.
they have some sort of
Fatty, we found
trick.
a tow. We're gonna have to. We're gonna keep that
Oh,
security
You
deposit.
know what? Hey, Chris, go ahead and call my grandpa. He owns a security company. He can socially hook you up with a deposit.
You need social or security?
Fatty trying to sell the minivan and there's a toe stuck to the gas pedal.
Ew.
What is that black thing? Is that a cat shit?
I like how I just made Sega Nerd sound like young Quagmire. Hey, call my grandpa, Social Security office.
He must sound like Beavis because he brags about being
He
compared
does
to
sound like
Beavis.
Beavis.
For sure. Yeah.
He talks about Beavis all the time, and it's like Beavis is a style icon for him.
I think Beavis can like form better sentences than
Beavis
Mr.
is doing
Nerd
great
can,
Makes sense
so-
though, because he's Beavis. In
nice.
AR-15 is his butthead that's like, and the sluts go online and they make OnlyFans and they're showing their skin to everybody, and I just thought, yeah, like the conservative Beavis and butthead.
I do like that he's
This is gonna make me relapse.
Yeah, I agree, Andrew. Amen.
Watching videos
been-
of Christina Grimmie.
he's been turning off the replies like to his own tweets because people were being mean to him, and he like couldn't handle that.
Pussy.
Ooh, Sega Nerd.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was tough.
Did from
No,
Toy
He
Story.
said he was a
he
tough
was
guy.
tough. He is tough, but no one's fucking coming to his
Yeah,
grandpa's
you gotta
house.
go to his address.
It's 400 acres.
Yeah, I don't want
That
to
he
trek
owns.
across 400 acres to fight him. Shit.
I can get my ass kicked. Come on,
Fucking
man.
punji pits and booby traps everywhere from his expertise warfare.
Yeah, there's just piles of like Dreamcast games that you trip on. Oh fuck!
Sharded plastic. Broken
He just
discs.
tweeted 4 minutes ago that he's mad that the angry video game nerd was offended by a blackface Three Stooges episode. That's what he's mad about
man.
Angry
today.
video game nerds gone woke, dude.
The angry video game nerd has gone woke.
Quit biting Borg's fucking content, man. Well, it looks like the angry video game nerd has sold out again. As you can remember, he used to be a lot more controversial. And now these days, a simple Three Stooges blackface skit has angered him.
I posted a link
Borg.
to a ring, and he said, "Thinking about buying this for my mom."
Oh, are you gonna buy it?
So yeah, I'm sure he's just thinking.
Are you gonna
about
buy it in maybe 6 days, or?
it. Yeah, May 1st, I heard a lot of T-shirts get bought.
That's the big payday.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when the private security company pays
Yeah.
So,
pays out all their employees.
that's what Sega Nerd says to him and all of his friends. May the 1st be with you.
May the 1st be with you.
And June the 1st be with you too. Shit. So cool.
Yeah, I can't wait
He's
to
so
buy
cool.
another Get Macked T-shirt. She never updates her T-shirts. It kind of
Why would
stinks.
she?
Like, I don't know. She should make a
They're
new one.
perfect.
Like her old logo has her with straight hair, but she hasn't had straight hair ever since she went keto because it made her hair turn into ramen,
Oh.
crunchy ramen.
Can we talk about Mock Tack?
I love Mock Tack. He's the best.
He's
He's like 6'7", by the way. He is.
He did the very funny bit where he was like photoshopping her and then adding her and posting it on.
with different colors of hair, like a
Twitter.
doll. Oh no!
He's like, I gave you black hair and glasses in this picture.
He replies to her 20, 30 times a day on 2 different accounts, 3 different accounts.
4.
What can we even compare? What does he look like? Like, what can we compare him to?
He looks like real life Shrek, kind of.
He looks like if you ever saw a picture of like a Serb or Montenegrin politician, but like that's just like what their publication picture looked like. The long wrinkled polo, this blue-eyed giant man. He doesn't
Stains
look
all
like-
over his shirt.
He does not look like he should speak English or and maybe any language.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
He's just a big stained T-shirt with like polo or like or polo and then like basketball shorts that go to like the middle of his calves.
Oh, he posted something insane in the prayer Discord. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, he's literally like 6'7", but wears outfits that make him look 5'4", insanely.
There's 2 things about him that I love.
He's
One
jealous.
is that he'll reply on multiple accounts to Melody Mac, like to himself, and then replying to his reply with his other account.
And he thinks people
And
don't
then-
know that it's him, I guess.
And he also just
M.
like
Tackett and Morgan Tackett aren't the same guy.
No.
he there's one yesterday where he just like ats her and says, "This isn't even a reply. It's just apropos to nothing."
Mm-hmm.
You are gorgeous, beautiful, pretty, stunning, sexy, attractive, hot, and pretty much all the words with the same meaning. And it reminds me of being in 7th grade and asking girls like, hey, what would be the best thing for a guy to call you, hot or beautiful?
Yeah, or just being a guy who like thinks like,
I'm just
damn,
gathering intel.
I am fucking cooking with that message.
This one was good. Where a day ago he added her on his other account where he said, at Melanie Mac, I just want you to know that if you ever feel so overwhelmed because of all the love and support your supporters give you, just know that even if you do something to not warrant any support, we will all still love and support you no matter what. Thank you.
Oh, damn.
It's like,
Damn,
oh, okay, good
beautiful.
to know.
Melanie,
hey, if you
I
get
just wanna let you
overwhelmed
know,
because
even
you
if
think I'm going to kill you.
Even if I shoot you, Melanie, I still love you.
I still support you.
I
shot you
support
because I love you.
Do you want to hear his latest prayer for a wife?
Yes, I would love to.
This is from 1 a.m. today. I won't lie, I'm a pretty humongous man. Not extremely overweight humongous, but humongous nonetheless. I've noticed when I was growing up that a lot of the girls went for much thinner type of build, aside from a few. Well, I, the big lanky dumb-looking freak, would just get put in the friend zone or looked at with utter disgust.
UDDER?
For some reason, I would always attracted the most horrifying girls. Half of which didn't even ask me if I was okay being their boyfriend. They were just like, you're it, deal with it. I don't know about anyone else, but I would have rather had someone a little more attractive and a lot less forceful. Currently, I attract no one, unless it's a person I don't know who sends unwanted messages on Facebook or Instagram asking if I'm single, and then they turn out to all be ran by the same accounts. Sure, I've ran into a few women who said I have pretty eyes and all, but nothing happened with those. So my question is, how does a big freakishly tall dude like me attract a pretty attractive woman? I have been doing some serious exercise and I've cut back on the calories, which helped me massively, but still no attractive woman has come along and swept me off my feet, which would be hard because I'd probably be too heavy. I really don't want to just settle for what I can get, which is no one at the moment, because if everyone else can have their dream man or woman that they want to meet, then I can too, have my dream man or woman I want to meet. Preferably a woman. I'm not into men. Mm-hmm. And before anyone says I should go to a bar, like so many others have told me, no, I won't. Anyways, I think that's all I've got to say. Sorry it's so long. Just had a lot on my mind.
Oh my God.
I got some news for you, pal. Maybe you should just settle.
Yeah, I guess he's saying...
Yeah, how are you like, yo, Shrek here? I attract a lot of ogres. Like, no shit, man. Also, though, the relationships he was describing was being in, like, special ed.
In kindergarten.
In a big girl being like, you're my boyfriend now. And then she went and, like, ate her fingers. And he's sitting there like, damn.
Yeah, that is, I don't know what age group he's talking about, but it's something he's in his 30s, so this is so...
Not gonna lie, I'm a humongous man.
I'm a humongous man.
I'm a big-ass man.
It's
Big
awesome saying, like, why don't women like guys who are physically unattractive? And then he says a sentence later, the only girls who are attracted to me are fucking uggos, nasty big old Lizzos.
All I attract right now are fugly Lizzos.
It's just fugly Lizzos to my left, to my right. They're everywhere.
Jesus Christ. That is how those guys act, though. Like,
it's like,
hey, I know I'm like hideous and I have a horrible personality and I believe some
really have
evil,
much going
truly
on.
shit. I don't have a job. I don't have a car.
I pretend that I'm taking care of my parents, but I'm actually just replying to e-girls all day while my mom starves.
There are too many of those guys, by the way.
But why don't I have a girlfriend? Why does God not give me a wife?
Yeah, guys that are like that though and say they're taking care of their parents even though it's the other way around.
Well, they just graduated from being a neat.
Yeah.
No, but there's those. It's the ones not even doing anything yet, and they're like, "Yeah, my parents live with me." No,
Yeah. My
No.
parents, I take care of my parents. I give them something to do every day. I get up out of bed. They make my bed. They brush my teeth. My mom, she loves it. I get her to cook for me. It's
She's
so great.
so active
I
still.
love taking care of them.
They pick up my Legos. My dad mows the lawn for me. It's
Getting
awesome.
drunk and playing with Legos in like the front hallway.
My mom does my
Elderly
dishes.
parents like, God damn it! Find this
Stepping on, oh, Justin, I believe your Legos are on the ground.
Fuck. Your elderly dad coming out and tripping over one of those like wrestling ring toys. The ones with like the little black ones that feel elastic.
You've got Godzilla versus Lara Croft.
The key to having Legos on the ground is it's the same thing where you'll get pierced by one nail, but a bed of nails you can lay on. You make the whole floor just Legos. You put them all over the floor when your parents are at work, and then they step in. They don't look at the floor. It's completely even. They don't even notice.
So
You can have all the Legos on the floor that you want.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's a really good idea.
Sounds like a Bam Margera prank.
Yeah, that was one of the pranks
No.
Bam did on his family before he punched him in the face and ran into the woods.
Yeah, you put Legos all over the
He
floor.
put Legos all over the floor and then forgot he did it and stepped on him and then get mad at his brother because he thought his brother did it. Yes!
Your parents have like one of those like the longer, thicker like shag carpet type, the newer ones. And you spill a bunch of the tiny fish hooks, and I'm just don't tell anybody. Whoa. Well, I can't see any, so they probably won't either. You
I
step
spilled all
around.
my Velcro.
You step around on the carpet in your shoe to see if you feel any. You're like, guess not. Imagine
Coming
running
into
your
the
toes
house-
through that later. A fucking shag carpet full of fish hooks.
Coming into the house with a giant conglomeration of burrs from outside. And you just trip and drop it on the shag carpet.
Oh man, my son's so annoying. He always comes home full of burrs, and he doesn't even bring a backpack to school.
I don't know.
Problem child.
The kid that always has burrs on it.
Yeah,
Even at
man.
8 in the morning.
Dude, that was my friend Derek. We'd walk out of school, like we'd all be stuffing our like homework for like the next day. It would just be like this worksheet. It's like 3rd grade. We're stuffing our homework into our backpack, and Derek walks out and just literally fucking just whips his paper up in the air and just floats to the ground. And he's no coat in the winter, walking home, no backpack. Fuck, man, alpha.
Those kids all became Sega nerds.
Yeah, they're all pink
Like,
arms. That's what we
all
call
those
them.
kids
'cause
on the
they're-
bus,
yeah,
that's-
their arms are always fucking pink red from being cold from the wind, but they're acting like they're not. Those are pink arms. They're bad kids.
That's
Well-
what I realized. Is it like the kids on the bus that were 3 years older than me that would like? There's like a kid that got kicked off the bus because he brought in like a shell to show some. Like I don't know if it was from a real gun or if it was like an old World War II thing that was like a souvenir. But he brought it in to show people, and then it was like post Columbine, so he got kicked off the bus for a while. And that kid, that kid's just a Sega nerd now.
I was
He's
gonna say, 'cause
living with
the
his
Sega
mom
nerd-
and just getting into trouble.
the Sega nerd kids were like, you saw them half the day because the rest of the day they were talking to like a special aid or like
Yeah.
a counselor, and they had to do stuff like by themselves. Like,
Yeah, they had to be trained not to bite people.
yeah.
They were in the classroom in the trailer behind the school that the rest of the kids were in.
Yeah, they were all the kid that does the jump in that and then crashes through the floor. Those cheap ass trailers.
So the Air Force would take kids like that, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna do something cool today. Everybody else has got to do math tests. We're gonna do a car wash. We're gonna wash all the teachers' cars. Woo!"
And he's just like, Sega nerd, just so happy. You guys, you fucking idiots, gotta do
He's
math
out there
today.
filling the fucking buckets and carrying 3 at a time. Look how strong I am. Like, fuck, man, just getting tricked into slave labor. It's so cool.
It's awesome too that like he just can't go do that now. Like that's the dream job. That's a
Yeah.
perfect job for him.
Well, he
But it's like,
could.
you know
Like,
what?
There's jobs like AmeriCorps and stuff where you could just be raking the
No,
same yard
he
every
can't
day, but-
because he's got to take over the security
yeah.
business.
Sorry, I forgot. Socially, he's in charge.
And he's
of
also
it.
got to
Yeah.
protect from
He's in charge of
pedophiles.
social media
Yeah,
for the security
oh,
company.
that's right. He's also got to kill pedophiles.
Yeah, I mean,
Pedophile killer at Pedophile Killer
who the hell is gonna
LLC.
take over as CEO at Pedophile Killer LLC? That's some big shoes to fill.
He was thinking of closing the company, but like it just doesn't make sense, like fiscally, like the tax breaks he gets as
Yeah.
like the CEO is just like it's a good idea to leave it open. So
Mock
Can't
Tech,
work at
I got a job for you. You want to live in my
gas
room?
station anymore.
You want to come live in my room? And we can play Sega?
I got a job for you. Can I take care of you? Can I babysit you?
Yo, I adopted Mock Tech. He's a year older than me.
Professional babysitter.
He ends up having to shoot him because of his other job at Pedophile Killers. Like this,
I want to be the George to his Lenny.
this breaks
Oops, all
my heart.
Lenny's.
Oops, all Lenny's.
Melanie Mac
Of
fan
mice
club.
and men, oops, all
Oops, all
Lenny's.
Lenny's.
Just a bunch of guys walking down the road in California, picking up dead animals and kissing them and getting sick.
Just
The girl
going into
comes along.
Going into the Melanie Mac Discord, changing the name to that, and no one understands it.
Oops, all Lenny's.
No one
I want to pet the Christina
No one-
Grimmies.
Well, hold
You're
on.
gonna take me to a big farm, and we're gonna have all the Christina Grimmies we want. We're gonna get to pet her.
That's right, Mock Tech. Keep looking at that river.
Keep looking at that river.
Keep looking at that line for the meet and greet. Just keep looking at that line. Fuck.
Just imagine. You're so close. She's got blonde hair. She's got glasses now. She's got black hair. No glasses.
Here's her with a bow. Here's her with a scarf.
Yeah, that's great, Mock Tech. The bow. That's
Here's
so great. Casey Affleck crying. Fucking shut the fuck up, Mock Tech. I don't care about the bow or the hair. It's time for you to go.
Don't make me do
just
this.
fucking crying. Pulls the hammer back on the gun. He's like, "Do you think that a wife would like a big, dumb, motherfucking, ugly ass, motherfucking tall,
Do you think fugly bitches are too attracted to humongous guys? Can a humongous guy just get a woman who isn't a fugly
Can
Lizzo?
someone with zero utility just get a 10?
Zero utility. So I was born with no attributes.
Zeros across the
I
board.
got zero stats.
They built him in Fallout, and he just zeros across the board.
I was supposed to be
Except for
size.
height.
I think
Yeah,
I was
they
supposed to
put
be
it all
a.
down.
I think I was supposed to be a
Wait.
statue or something, and they made me a humanoid.
Statue come to
devs.
life.
So stupid.
Yeah, I was supposed to be a gargoyle.
Supposed to be watching over the Catholic Church.
Mock Tech's got limited squibs. If you shoot him, he just kind of shatters. Yeah,
God damn.
I've actually cut down on the calories. I've stopped lagging so much. Mock Tech just clipping through shit in his neighborhood.
I guess my inventory was too full.
There's one big laggy bastard.
The guy's rubber banding.
Oh, folks, it's been another great day talking
That's how
about
that guy got
those
Christina Grimmie.
wonderful men in
Just
America.
rubber banding around the map using hacks.
Remember to check out our Patreon. Check out Christina Grimmie. Check out Mock Tech, Morgan Tech.
No, those are two different guys.
Yeah, how dare you?
No, they're 4 different guys.
Yeah, they all reply to Melanie Mac every single day
In the same way.
500 times. But
Check
it's,
them out. Check out AR-15's fanny pack. Check out Sagan or Tiny Bat. Check out his grandpa's property.
check out the comments on every Melanie Mac video where AR-15 donates $100 like clockwork.
Yep. Everyone has been calling him C-Note Andy on the Discord because of that.
Yeah, he's a big baller.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Get macked.
What's better than classic rock?
Every classic rock song at the same time.